a warm welcome to you all. And through the last 2 days, we're getting great feedback from our entrepreneurs, and it's amazing to see the progress of our women entrepreneurs. Really amazing. And I think this final day will allow them to complete their training. And believe me, after this expo, this doesn't finish here.
As we start day 3 of the Women's Entrepreneurship Expo, I'd like to congratulate all the organizers, but more importantly, all the female entrepreneurs who showed up and gave their best to take advantage of the opportunities provided by the expo. Being an entrepreneur is about having a vision, a dream. On your journey towards reaching that dream, you need to find the right dream partners. Your co-founders, your extended team, your mentors, investors, customers. How well you articulate your vision, your passion, and people's trust in you and your abilities will bring those dream partners on board.
At Frankfurt School, we globally work with various kinds of stakeholders, such as governmental agencies, regulatory and supervisory bodies, and market players like banks, which try to provide women entrepreneurs with finance. And we also work with microcredit institutions and some other non-bank financial institutions. We also support these stakeholders to enhance the use of financial and non-financial products as drivers for women's entrepreneurs and women's, in general, financial inclusion and their access to finance. And women-owned SMEs are core of our focus in those type of projects.
This 6th and final co-creation hub will help our women entrepreneurs develop a critical skill set, which is pitching perfectly to investors and business partners.
A pitch is the story of your product and your company, as you know. And it's never too early to share your idea to impress and excite investors and people, and especially your family, about your business, to prepare to pitch anytime, anywhere.
Let's not waste any time. I would like to tell you the most important thing about presenting your idea is you have to be authentic, prepared, and precise. Being prepared is probably the most important thing. If you ever saw any of the TED Talks, speakers and presenters on the TED Talks prepare between 6 and 9 months for their presentations. So if you think that you prepare for one afternoon and feel ready, think again. The most important, that is how you're going to hook your audience on your pitch. And this is where you share your story. This is about the storytelling. And however you talk to people about your idea, make sure that they have pictures in their head. So if they cannot imagine anything, your sentence is bad. Try to reframe it into something where they can have a picture in their head.
Many times you are faced with a situation where you have to deliver a presentation, a pitch, but most of the time we are never ready because we are always stressful. Who are we presenting to? And what are we presenting? And is it going to be successful? So in a way, you are facing a situation where you have too many unknowns. And first thing that we need to think about is, can you compare a presenter who is confident but not prepared and a presenter who's not confident but is prepared? Two big differences here. A presenter who is confident but not prepared usually will make a lot of mistakes because their confidence is causing them to think that they don't need to prepare. And this is a big mistake that I see with many entrepreneurs that I have worked with. You can never be overconfident. On the other hand, when you are facing a situation that you are not confident enough, but you have prepared, this is normal because every person who prepares still will have some anxiety, stress, and feeling of not being ready.
COVID-19 has really amplified the challenges and the needs for small businesses and the challenges that they faced. But it's also emphasized the real need for small businesses to embrace all things digital and to establish a very strong online presence. Now, I want to recognize all the small businesses here. You all have a massive impact on the global economy. You represent 90% of all businesses, employ roughly 70% of all workers globally, and deliver half of GDP.
The last type that we're going to talk about is the deeply affected. And these are professions that were more affected, by COVID. Some of them had to close their shops. Some of them had to stop managing the interaction with their clients.
When COVID hit, a lot of people weren't quite sure how they'll be impacted financially. And they were feeling like they might need to manage their budget differently, need to cut back on some of their kind of normal consumer routines.
What a wonderful 3 days we had. And I think this was successfully achieved thanks to our great partners, trainers, mentors, and eager to learn women entrepreneurs. And even though this is the closing ceremony of the Expo, at UN Women, this is just the beginning for women entrepreneurship. And right after this event, with more initiatives, this whole family is going to continue growing and empowering women.
I'm sure these 3 days will mark the beginning of a strong international support network for all of us. We have to have more female leaders, entrepreneurs, politicians to make this world a better place for everyone. And organizations like this are so valuable as we get to know each other, learn from each other, and grow together.
We believe that every company should have some principles they stand on, and by taking small steps and finding compromise in the messaging, we can make an impact.
Let me congratulate you all for delivering such an outstanding event that gives a unique opportunity for all of us to have much needed dialogue and create connections with national, multinational, and global companies, business investors, mentors, and other partners. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to see that this entire endeavor, led by UN Women and financed by the Japanese government, has been successful.
We're really delighted that this expo has brought together over 500 participants, including women's entrepreneurs and many businesses. And I personally loved many of the inspiring remarks of our experts and mentors. I was heartened to see some of the initial figures from the expo, which showed over 3,000 chat messages exchanged, 250 networking meetings, 110 connection requests, over 65 private meetings, and participants from 49 countries joining. It is really critical that we sustain such connections and such engagements.